What's going on, guys? Bob Roche from RocheTechnology.com here with yet another quick Hackintosh tip for you. As you can tell from the title, this video is going to cover wireless. Now, getting wireless to work on a Hackintosh is sort of a hit or miss. Really, it just depends on what hardware you have. And so a lot of you guys, if you've built your first Hackintosh or you're planning on doing it, right now, there's a pretty good chance that you're running a wireless network on your desktop. A lot of desktops nowadays even come with wireless cards. Some people even vow to get one of these USB ones, which do work great on Windows. Back when I was a Windows user, I actually used this guy. This is the, it's a Linksys WUSB54GC, but this does not work on a Hackintosh, and I'm sure this is not the only one. This is the only one that I actually have personal experience with. Holy wind. So as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by that storm outside. This is the only one I have actual experience with. It works great under Windows 7, I assume all the way back to Windows XP, but on OS 10 it simply just does not recognize this at all. I've tried to go on forums and look for solutions, but nothing's ever worked, and that's, using modifying kexts and all that stuff, and I really just don't prefer to get into that. There's actually a lot of out-of-box solutions that work great on a Hackintosh, so that's what this video is going to be about. So if you have something like this that you're currently thinking about building a Hackintosh, but you're currently using something like this, it's worth a try, but just don't count on it to work. Now, I do want to say before going too much farther into this that I highly recommend just running an Ethernet cable if possible. Not only is it more secure, not only is it a better connection, but honestly, it's just a lot easier with a lot of these motherboards. Most motherboards, at least ones that I've seen and that I've worked with, just have the Realtek 81, XX, fill in the X's there with a specific model number. But most of these motherboards that have the Realtek controller on them will just simply work with the Links to Mac kicks for multi-beast. And then once you do that and reboot, then it's just like having a real Mac. You just plug an Ethernet cable in and it just works great. And in my opinion, that beats having to research PCI cards or USB dongles and go out and buy one, install it in your computer. I think that just running Ethernet cable is easier. But let's say, for example, maybe your computer's upstairs and your modem is downstairs, and you really don't want to run a cable all throughout your house and drill holes in the floor and run wires and stuff. Then wireless is definitely the solution for you, and that's where this video comes in handy. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys two specific cards that I have personally used, that I've had experience with, and I know work just great. But also, if you check down in the description, there's a link to MacKeeper, and there's a pretty good article on I guess, like the top-notch wireless cards to use with your Hackintosh. So the first card I'm going to be talking about today is the Dynex DX-BGDTC. Weird model numbers aside, I had this card running for about 2 years or so, a little less, and I've never really had any major problems with it. It was working in, I believe, the first version of Mountain Lion. That's the last time I had it testing. I assume that it still works in 10.8.2, but I cannot verify that. But it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't, but it worked fine in Snow Leopard. It worked fine in Lion, both of them right out of the box. Even when performing a fresh installation, the wireless was actually detected within the installer, and I set it up beautifully from there. Now, while that sounds great, this card probably is not going to be that easy to find, simply just because it is a very old card. I think even when I got it back in 2010, it wasn't the newest card out there, so I believe on eBay, I was looking yesterday, and I saw it on eBay for like $4. So it was really inexpensive, a very good deal, and I assume it's working just fine. So I'll put that link down there in the description, presuming that it's still on eBay. But if you guys want to go ahead and take a chance to spend $4 on a pretty good wireless card for a Hackintosh, then link down there. Moving on to my second and much more modern wireless card, I'm going to be talking about the TP-Link TL-WDN4800, and that is this guy right here. This card is very highly recommended on Tony Mac right now. It seems to work right out of the box, and honestly, I have not used this card yet, but I will be using this in my next client's Hackintosh build, which I will be doing this weekend live. But I'll go ahead and try to zoom in on this card, do the good old hand trick like that. So as you can see, this guy has 3 antennas on it, which should make it get some pretty awesome reception. Just uses a standard, pretty old PCI connection, but it boasts, let's see here, 450 megabits per second dual band wireless, so very nice card, very nice build quality. So I can definitely highly recommend this card. I believe right now it's selling for about $40 on both Newegg and Amazon. So if you guys want to go ahead and spend a little bit more on a wireless card, but definitely probably one of the top of the line cards. Now if you do manage to get your hands on one of these out of the box working cards, all you simply have to do is install this and boot your computer back up. And right on top in the menu bar there, you will actually just be able to join wireless networks. It'll work just like an airport card in a real Mac. So that's pretty much all I have for this video. I hope it helped some of you guys out that are looking for a good wireless solution for your Hackintosh. go ahead and check out those wireless cards I recommended. Go ahead and check out the ones on that MacBreaker article, and let me know what you guys think. Maybe you actually know of a good USB one that works, because off the top of my head, I don't. So if you do know of one, then go ahead and leave a comment right down below. Go ahead and help out the community. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate a nice USB solution rather than having to open up their computer, put in a PCI card, etc., etc. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching. I'm at CPUKid on Twitter. Also be sure to check out RocheTechnology.com and at RocheTechnology on Twitter. And I'll see you guys back here soon.